Hello, learners. Welcome to Biocation Academy. This is your educator Sumita Katil and हमने मॉलिक्यूलर बायोलॉजी की लेक्चर सीरीज स्टार्ट करी थी. लेक्चर 1 में वी डिस्कस्ड अबाउट द फीचर्स ऑफ रेप्लिकेशन एंड अर्ली एक्सपेरिमेंट्स रिलेटेड टू इट. एंड अगर आपने वो वीडियो नहीं देखी है तो उसका जो लिंक है वो आपको डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में मिल जाएगा. सो प्लीज़ डू वॉच लेक्चर 1. लेक्चर 2 में आज हम डिस्कस करेंगे डीएनए पॉलीमरेज के बारे में विच इज़ अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एंजाइम दैट कैटेलाइजेज द डीएनए सिंथेसिस. सो बिफोर स्टार्टिंग मैं थोड़ा सा आप लोगों को ब्रीफ करूंगी अबाउट आर CSIR नेट ऑनलाइन बैच जो कि स्टार्ट हो रहा है फ्रॉम 11th of June. सो अगर आप एनरोल करते हैं तो आपको लाइफ टाइम एक्सेस मिलता है बायोकेशन अकेडमी के साथ. सो दिस इज़ अ वेरी गुड ऑफर एंड to want to know more about it you can call on the given numbers. Okay, so let's start. DNA replication basically two types की होती है. The one kind of DNA replication is semi-conservative in nature, in which पेरेंटल स्ट्रैंड जो हैं वो अपने आप को सेपरेट करते हैं एंड उस पेरेंटल स्ट्रैंड के कॉम्प्लीमेंटैरिटी में एक न्यू स्ट्रैंड जो है वो सिंथेसाइज होता है. ऑन द अदर हैंड द अदर डीएनए सिंथेसिस इज known as the DNA repair synthesis. DNA repair synthesis जो होती है it is due to the detection of the damaged base in the duplex DNA duplex and it basically invites DNA repair enzymes जो कि एक पोर्शन ऑफ डीएनए सेगमेंट जिसमें डैमेज बेस डिटेक्ट हुआ है उसको एक्साइज किया जाता है. नाउ ये जो गैप क्रिएट हुआ है ड्यू टू द एक्सेशन ऑफ द डैमेज बेस, इस गैप को फिल किया जाता है बाय द कैटेलाइजिंग मशीनरी विच इज नोन एज डीएनए पॉलीमरेज एंजाइम. नाउ बिकॉज यहाँ पे स्पेसिफिकली डैमेज बेस के लिए डीएनए जो है वो सिंथेसाइज हुए हैं, इसलिए यहाँ पे जो पॉलीमरेज यूज हो रहा है दैट इज दोज आर नोन एज डीएनए रिपेयर पॉलीमरेजेस. वाइल ऑन दी अदर हैंड सेमी कंजर्वेटिव में जो न्यू स्ट्रैंड सिंथेसाइज होता है दैट इज बिकॉज ऑफ डीएनए पॉलीमरेजेस or replicating DNA polymerases. So depending upon the type of DNA replication, DNA polymerases two types के होते हैं, replicating DNA polymerases and DNA repair polymerases. Now replicating DNA polymerases जो होते हैं they are a part of bigger complex, larger molecule complex. In which various proteins they associate with the DNA polymerase and form a holoenzyme, DNA polymerase holoenzyme. While on the other hand DNA repair polymerases जो होते हैं they are independent enzymes, so they do not associate with any proteins. Right, now let's understand the structure of DNA polymerase. सो वेरियस स्टडीज के अकॉर्डिंग डीएनए पॉलीमरेज का जो स्ट्रक्चर डिटेक्ट हुआ है दैट रिजेंबल्स द क्लोज्ड राइट हैंड एनालॉगी. which has three domains: palm domain, fingers and thumb. So as you can see here, डीएनए पॉलीमरेज जो है ये क्लोज राइट हैंड एनालॉगी जो है वो शो करता है स्ट्रक्चरली, एंड इट इज कंपोज्ड ऑफ थ्री डोमेन्स: पाम डोमेन, फिंगर्स एंड थंब. जो पाम डोमेन है, इट इज द मेन कैटालिटिक सेंटर. which has one single active site. Now this is the domain जहां पर सिंगल एक्टिव साइट जो है वो डिफरेंट 4 डिफरेंट डीएनटीपीस को अकोमोडेट कर सकती है एट सिंगल साइट. सो डीएनए पॉलीमरेज जो है उसको हर अलग डीएनटीपी के लिए अलग डीएनए पॉलीमरेज की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. ओनली द सिंगल डीएनए पॉलीमरेज कैन ऐड डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ डीएनटीपीस. फिंगर डोमेन्स जो हैं दे आर ऑल्सो इन्वॉल्व इन द कैटालिसिस प्रोसेस. And it is basically, this domain is basically responsible for gripping the, actually ये टाइट करके रखती है टेम्पलेट को एंड डीएनए पॉलीमरेज को. टू डीएनए पॉलीमरेज. द थंब डोमेन जो है, it basically, it is not involved in catalysis. But it positions the primer and template in the active site of DNA polymerase. Right? So this is the structure of DNA polymerase. Now let's understand the features of DNA polymerase. What makes it the enzyme for synthesizing the DNA strands? Okay. So the number one feature is that DNA polymerase जो है it synthesizes DNA in 5' to 3' direction. Second feature is that it can discriminate between the RNTPs and DNTPs. DNTPs. Now, a cell has more concentration of RNTPs than DNTPs. तो एक सेल के अंदर RNTPs की जो concentration होती है it is approximately 10-fold more than DNTPs. Yet the DNA synthesis, in DNA synthesis, the rate of addition of RNTPs is 1000-fold lower than DNTPs. So how this is achieved? Basically, this discrimination is mediated by the discriminator amino acids. Now these discriminator amino acids, they are basically present in the close vicinity of the nucleotide binding pocket of the DNA polymerase. Okay. So what happens is that RNTPs, they have 2-OH in the sugar moiety of it, whereas DNTPs, they do not have 2-OH. Now, this absence of 2-OH allows the positioning of the DNTP's sugar moiety into the nucleotide binding pocket, right? Now, discriminator amino acids के पास क्या होता है? पहले से ही heavy side chains होती हैं. So, if DNTP comes with a 2-OH, this will cause the steric hindrance between the side chains of the amino acids, like you can see here in the incoming RNTP. यहाँ पर RNTP के पास 2-OH है. So this 2-OH, it sterically clashes with the side chains of discriminator amino acid, right? So here what happens is that in the absence of OH, the positioning of the DNTP fits into the nucleotide binding pocket, and this allows the alpha phosphate of the incoming DNTP to be in the close vicinity of the 3-OH of the primer group for the nucleophilic attack to undergo, right? So इस वजह से क्या होगा, जो अल्फा फॉस्फेट है वो क्लोज विसिनिटी में आ जाएगा 3-OH के, जिसकी वजह से ओ जो है वो न्यूक्लियोफिलिक अटैक पॉसिबल कर सकता है अल्फा फॉस्फेट पे, जिसकी वजह से फॉस्फोडाइस्टर बॉन्ड बनेगा बिटवीन द एग्जिस्टिंग एंड द इनकमिंग DNTP, right? But in case of RNTP, due to the steric clash between the OH and the side chain of the amino acid, जो positioning है sugar की in the nucleotide binding pocket, it is displaced. So due to the displacement of the positioning of the RNTPs, जो अल्फा फॉस्फेट था अब उसकी पोजीशन जो है वो वेरी कर जाती है with the OH and it is unable to attack on the alpha phosphate, right? Now, third feature is that virtually all the DNA polymerases, whether they are of prokaryotes, eukaryotes, so virtually all DNA polymerases, they require or they need divalent ions for their activity, for their catalytic activity. So for example, so they require two divalent ions. So here the specific ion is the Mg2 positive ion. Right? So what happens is that Mg2 positive जो है वो DNA polymerase की active site में fit हो जाता है, and now two of the Mg2 positive ions they interact differently with the incoming DNTP. One Mg2 positive जो है वो interact करता है with the 3-OH of the primer. So it renders the 3-OH of the primer for the nucleophilic attack on the alpha phosphate of the incoming DNTP, right? And on the other side, it is also coordinately linked to aspartate residues present in the DNA polymerase. Now, these aspartate residues are very important because they are conserved in almost all DNA polymerases. So, whether they are of bacteria, virus, humans, or plants. So, these two aspartate residues, they are conserved in all types of DNA polymerases. And the second type of Mg2 positive ion, basically, it stabilizes the negative charge of the other two phosphate groups of the incoming DNTP, the beta and the gamma phosphate. तो ये इन दोनों के नेगेटिव चार्ज को स्टेबलाइज करता है और वहीं दूसरी तरफ ये एस्पार्टेट के साथ कोऑर्डिनेटेड भी होता है, कोऑर्डिनेट बॉन्ड में, राइट? सो दिस इज हाउ Mg2 positive ions they stabilize the pentacovalent transition state of the incoming DNTP. Right? Okay. Now the fourth feature is DNA polymerases maintain the fidelity of the DNA synthesis. Okay. Now, DNA polymerases जो होते हैं, they are very rapid. Their catalysis is very rapid. So they have to add many nucleotides without error. So the chances of error of addition of nucleotides is 1 in 10 raised to power 10 nucleotides added. So how does the DNA polymerase achieves this high accuracy? Now this is achieved by its 3' to 5' exonuclease activity. तो इसके पास 3' to 5' exonuclease activity होती है, which is also known as proofreading activity. Okay, so for every wrong nucleotide added, the DNA polymerase proofreads the wrong nucleotide and corrects the wrong nucleotide. Now the major challenge for the DNA polymerase's accuracy is the tautomeric shift of the nucleotides. So nucleotides, for example, adenophosphate, then guanine triphosphate. So here what happens is that the nitrogenous bases in these nucleotides, they can undergo tautomeric shifts or they can undergo tautomeric forms. So normally what happens is that guanine is present in its keto form. So in its keto form, it base pairs with the cytosine, but in its enol form it mismatches with the thymidine. So tautomeric shift leads to mismatching of the base pairs. Now this is basically avoided because DNA polymerase, it backtracks during the synthesis. It backtracks in the 3' to 5' direction in case a wrong nucleotide is added. So for example, here G is added against T. So what the polymerase will do is कि ये 3' एंड से बैक ट्रैक करेगा, पीछे जाएगा जब तक कि ये रॉन्ग न्यूक्लियोटाइड यहाँ से रिमूव ना हो जाए, एंड देन इट रिज्यूम्स एंड एक्सटेंड्स द न्यूली सिंथेसाइज्ड स्ट्रैंड. Now, the fifth property is that DNA polymerases are highly processive enzymes. So in order to increase the rate of synthesis of the DNA, DNA polymerases need to be very processive. So DNA polymerases can add up to 1,000 nucleotides per binding. So without dissociating from the template primer junction, DNA polymerase can add up to 1,000 nucleotides per binding. So this property is known as processivity of the DNA polymerases. Now, if DNA polymerase, अगर DNA polymerase जो है वो non processive होता है, like in this case, if it is a putative non-processive DNA polymerase, then it only adds 1 DPP per binding. Whereas if the DNA polymerase is processive, it can add up to 1,000 nucleotides per binding. Now this processivity is very important for the DNA polymerase because it dramatically increases the rate of DNA synthesis. Now, हाउ द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ डीएनए वॉज एल्यूसिडेटेड. तो अब तक जो हमने फीचर्स पढ़े, ये कैसे पता चला कि डीएनए पॉलीमरेज के ये फीचर्स होते हैं. सो द वेरी फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट टू प्यूरिफाई एंड कैरेक्टराइज डीएनए पॉलीमरेज वॉज मेड बाय आर्थर कॉर्नबर्ग एंड हिज कलीग्स इन 1957. So he was Arthur Kornberg, and he did this in 1957. So the enzyme that the enzyme Arthur Kornberg isolated and characterized was from the E. coli cells in vitro. तो इन्होंने इन विट्रो इकोलाई सेल्स जो रेप्लिकेट कर रहे थे उनमें से उस डीएनए पॉलीमरेज को आइसोलेट किया, एंड ही फाउंड आउट दैट द डीएनए पॉलीमरेज दैट ही आइसोलेटेड वाज डीएनए पॉलीमरेज 1. which was a single polypeptide polymerase. Now, in 1969, what happened was other two scientists named John Keynes and Paula DeLuca, they both reported that in E. coli strains, so इन्होंने कुछ ऐसे E. coli strains जो थे वो फाउंड किए जिनमें डीएनए पॉलीमरेज 1 की जो एक्टिविटी थी वो म्यूटेटेड थी. सो these E. coli strains they were not able to synthesize DNA polymerase 1 enzyme. And they found out that these particular strains they were having mutation in the Pol A gene, which was responsible for the synthesis of the DNA polymerase 1 enzyme. Now, to their surprise, since DNA polymerase 1 enzyme is responsible for the DNA replication, but अब इन cells में DNA polymerase synthesis जो थी वो थी ही नहीं, but still the E. coli strains were replicating. Replication. Plus, these strains were excessively sensitive to UV radiation. They were extremely sensitive to UV radiation. Hence, it was deemed that DNA polymerase 1 enzyme is specifically involved in the DNA repair. Right? Now let's see the functions of DNA polymerase 1. So since it was the very first enzyme to be isolated, so its function is primarily in the removal and replacement of primers. Which is also known as Nick translation. Also, they are involved in cleanup functions. Such as in DNA repair, particularly UV damaged DNA repair. Now, the primary function of the removal and replacement of primers, this was achieved by digesting this enzyme with proteases. So scientists, they digested the DNA polymerase 1 enzyme with proteases, and also the experiment of John Keynes and Paula DeLuca, the reportings that they found out that since DNA polymerase enzyme was not present in the E. coli strains and still the replication was going on. Hence, they concluded that DNA polymerase 1 enzyme was not the only enzyme which was responsible for DNA replication. There are other enzymes which are also responsible for DNA replication. So, investigations were carried out to find out those other DNA polymerases, and it was found out that E. coli have 5 different types of DNA polymerases. So coming back to DNA polymerase 1, the first enzyme present in the E. coli strains, E. coli cells. So after digesting the enzyme with proteases, the scientist found a larger fragment and a smaller fragment. Now this larger fragment, it had two domains. One was the 5' to 3' polymerization activity. So larger fragment जो है वो independent of the smaller fragment was capable of synthesizing DNA strand. Secondly, it also had 3' to 5' exonuclease activity, which is also known as proofreading activity. Right. So since this larger fragment, independent of the smaller fragment, was able to catalyze DNA synthesis as well as proofread it, it was known as Neilao fragment. And this is nowadays used in PCR, polymerase chain reaction. Right? On the other hand, जो smaller fragment था, it had only 5' to 3' exonuclease activity. Now, exonucleases are basically those specific type of nucleases which degrade DNA from the ends, from its ends. So end से DNA को degrade किया जाता है. Now particularly this 5' to 3' exonuclease activity, it will degrade the enzyme from the 5' end in the 5' to 3' direction. Now this 5' to 3' exonuclease activity particularly degrades short stretch of DNA or RNA, which could be 10 nucleotide long. Right. Now this activity is very important because DNA polymerase is the only exclusive enzyme which possesses this 5' to 3' exonuclease activity. No other enzyme is known to have this kind of activity. So 5' to 3' exonuclease activity is basically responsible for nick translation. So when DNA encounters a break or nick, which is also known as nick, DNA polymerase 5' to 3' exonuclease activity, it degrades the DNA stretch ahead of it and synthesize its 5' to 3' polymerization activity. It synthesizes the new nucleotides, or it adds the new nucleotides at the nick. So this is the newly synthesized strand, and Now, the nick has been translated from here to here. So this moves the nick ahead. Hence, it is also known as nick translation activity. Right? Now, let us see the properties of the other enzymes that were later discovered in the E. coli strains. So, prokaryotic cells or E. coli have 5 different DNA polymerases. Now, the most important thing about all these enzymes is their genes, the gene which is responsible for the synthesis of these enzymes. So, DNA polymerase 1, as we discussed, the gene responsible for its synthesis is Pol A. And it has 5' to 3' polymerization activity. Second, it has 3' to 5' exonuclease activity. Then 5' to 3' exonuclease activity. Now, DNA polymerase जो है, since it was the first enzyme and also it was discovered that it is not the prime enzyme responsible for DNA replication due to the low processivity. So it is a low processive enzyme. So it has a low processivity. That means it can only add 3 to 200 nucleotides per binding. Secondly, it has low polymerization rate. So polymerization rate भी इसका low होता है. So that means it can only add 10 to 20 nucleotides per second. Then DNA polymerase 2 and DNA polymerase 3, they were discovered in 1970s. So early 1970s, the isolation and characterization of DNA polymerase 2 and polymerase 3 was done. Now the gene responsible for DNA polymerase 2 synthesis is Pol B. Okay, and this is a single polypeptide enzyme, whereas DNA polymerase 2 is a multi-subunit enzyme with 7 subunits. So it is composed of 7 subunits. Now coming to its polymerase activity, it has 5' to 3' polymerase activity. Then it also has 3' to 5' exonuclease activity. it do not have primer removal activity, which is the 5' to 3' exonuclease activity. So इसके पास primer removal activity नहीं होती है. Coming towards its low processivity, it has low processivity of only 1500 nucleotides per binding. And it has low polymerization rate of only 40 nucleotides per second. Nucleotides per second. Now, DNA polymerase 3. DNA polymerase 3 was discovered by Thomas Kornberg, who was the son of Arthur Kornberg. Right. Now, this is also a multimeric enzyme. With 9 different subunits. Now, the gene responsible for the synthesis of DNA polymerase 3 is Pol C. DNA polymerase 3 जो है ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट एंजाइम है बिकॉज ये मेन वर्कहॉर्स होता है रेप्लिकेशन का. सो दिस इज द प्राइम एंजाइम जो कि डीएनए की एक्चुअल सिंथेसिस करता है. सो इट इज द मेन एंजाइम of replication with a 5' to 3' polymerase activity. It has 3' to 5' exonuclease activity. It doesn't have primer removal activity. And it is highly processive. Now, this processivity comes due to its association with the proteins and forming holoenzyme, which we'll be discussing shortly. ठीक है. So, ये highly processive है. And it can add approximately 500,000 nucleotides per binding. Also, it has high polymerization rate with 250 to 1000 nucleotides added per second. Right? Now, DNA polymerases in case of E. coli, for example, DNA polymerase 4 and 5, they were discovered later after DNA polymerase 3 was discovered. So these particular enzymes, they were discovered in 1999. Right. The gene responsible for the synthesis of DNA polymerase 4 is DINB, and it is a single subunit enzyme. And both these enzymes, they belong to Y family DNA polymerases. Right. Now, DNA polymerase 4 and 5 जो हैं ये particularly involved होते हैं DNA repair में. That means they have no role in the semi-conservative DNA synthesis. They only work specifically in the DNA repair, DNA synthesis. एंड उसमें भी डीएनए पॉलीमरेज 4 जो है ये बेसिकली इन्वॉल्व होता है इन अलाउइंग रेप्लिकेशन टू बाईपास सर्टेन टाइप्स ऑफ डैमेजेस. सो ये अलाउ करता है डैमेजेस को बाईपास करने में, एंड it leads to error prone synthesis, which is known as translesion synthesis. It leads to translation synthesis. Again, 5' to 3' polymerase activity is present, but they lack 3' to 5' exonuclease activity और proof reading activity. That's why ये क्या करते हैं, जब भी डीएनए रिपेयर जो है बेसिकली इकोलाई जो है, जब SOS के टाइम पे, एट द टाइम ऑफ इमरजेंसी, व्हेन देयर damage is so heavy that it cannot be treated with the DNA repair enzymes, it had to be damages had to be incorporated into the DNA, राइट. सो उस केस में डीएनए पॉलीमरेज 4 और 5 जो हैं वो एरर प्रोन सिंथेसिस करवा देते हैं डीएनए की, इनकॉर्पोरेटिंग द डैमेजेस ऑल्सो. And they don't have DNA primer removal activity is also absent. Their polymerization or their processivity is basically very low, which is only one nucleotide per binding. Then they have low polymerization rate, which is 2 to 3 nucleotides per second. Again, now DNA polymerase 5 enzyme इस डीएनए के लिए जीन रिस्पॉन्सिबल होता है सिंथेसिस के लिए, इट इज UMUD2C. सो दिस इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, बिकॉज इस पे क्वेश्चन आ चुका है ऑलरेडी कि डीएनए पॉलीमरेज 5 जो है इसका जीन कौन सा होता है रिस्पॉन्सिबल. अगेन इट इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द bypassing of the damaged replication translation synthesis in case of SOS response in bacteria. So it has 5' to 3' polymerase activity, but it lacks proofreading activity. That's why it leads to error prone synthesis. Its polymerization rate is again very low, which is 1 its processivity is very low, that is 6 to 8 nucleotides added per binding. Now talking about its polymerization rate, it is also very low, that is 1 per second. Okay. Now, since I told you that DNA polymerase 3 जो है वो मेन एंजाइम होता है जो कि डीएनए सिंथेसिस करवाता है in case of semi conservative synthesis. So we'll be studying in detail about the structure of the DNA polymerase 3 enzyme. Okay. Now I told you कि डीएनए पॉलीमरेज जो है वो एसोसिएट करता है प्रोटीन्स के साथ और होलो एंजाइम बनाता है. सो डीएनए पॉलीमरेज जो है 3 जो है, when it associates with 8 different kinds of proteins, it is known as DNA polymerase 3 star. So this enzyme is basically formed by the assembly of 8 different types of proteins. And it has two domains. One is the core enzymes or core polymerases, and the other is the sliding clamp complex, clamp loader complex, right? ओके, सो जो कोर पॉलीमरेज एंजाइम्स हैं, डीएनए पॉलीमरेज 3 के पास 3 कॉपीज होती हैं पॉलीमरेज की, ठीक है? सो 1 इज दिस, सेकेंड एंड थर्ड. So it has 3 copies of core enzyme which binds with the प्राइमर टेम्पलेट जंक्शन, जो प्राइमर टेम्पलेट जंक्शन के साथ बाइंड करती है. एंड इनकी एक्टिव साइट में फिर जो मैकेनिज्म हमने स्टडी किया था दैट अकर्स, राइट? नाउ हर एक कोर जो है ये कंपोज्ड होता है 3 सब यूनिट्स का. सो ईच कोर it is composed of 3 subunits. And these are alpha subunit, epsilon and theta. Now alpha subunit जो है इसके लिए जीन रिस्पॉन्सिबल होता है पॉल सी, एप्सिलन के लिए डीएनए क्यू एंड थीटा के लिए होल ई, राइट? नाउ स्लाइडिंग क्लैंप लोडर कॉम्प्लेक्स जो है इसकी एक कॉपी प्रेजेंट होती है, 1 कॉपी, एंड इट इज कंपोज्ड ऑफ, और ये कंपोज्ड होता है 3 कॉपीज ऑफ टाउ प्रोटीन, राइट? सो यहाँ पर आप देख सकते हो कि ये जो 3 कोर पॉलीमरेजेस हैं बेसिकली ये लिंक्ड हैं विद द टाउ प्रोटीन्स. टाउ प्रोटीन जो है वो इन कोर को लिंक करके रखता है एंड इट एक्सटेंड्स विद द स्लाइडिंग क्लैंप लोडर थ्रू द फ्लेक्सिबल लिंकर्स. सो ये फ्लेक्सिबल लिंकर जो हैं ये टाउ प्रोटीन को कोर के साथ, एक साइड पर कोर के साथ बांध के रखते हैं और दूसरी साइड विद द स्लाइडिंग क्लैंप लोडर के साथ बांध के रखते हैं, राइट? नाउ दिस फ्लेक्सिबल लिंकर इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज ये अलाउ करता है पॉलीमरेज को मूव करने के लिए इन बोथ द स्ट्रैंड्स, बिकॉज जो डीएनए सिंथेसिस हो रही है वो दो तरह से हो रही है. एक लीडिंग कॉन्टिन्यूस तरीके से हो रही है और एक हो रही है लैगिंग स्ट्रैंड, ओकाजाकी फ्रेगमेंट्स में हो रही है. सो बोथ स्ट्रैंड्स पे साइमल्टेनियस सिंथेसिस जो है वो इम्पॉर्टेंट है एंड ये फ्लेक्सिबल लिंकर जो हैं उसी रेप्लिकेशन को अलाउ करते हैं. मूव इन both manners, leading and lagging synthesis. Right? So other than the 3 copies of tau protein, it has one copy of delta and delta dash. So in totality, sliding clamp loader complex is composed of 5 subunits or 5 domains, and in addition to these, it also have 2 additional subunits, chi and psi. Right. Now, so this is the composition of the DNA polymerase 3 star or core enzyme. So alpha, eta and theta, they have 3 subunits each, and the genes responsible are pol C for alpha, DNA Q for epsilon and whole E for theta. Now फंक्शंस बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हैं इन सब यूनिट्स के एंड दे आर ऑलवेज आस्क्ड इन द एग्जाम. ठीक है, तो सब यूनिट ए जो अल्फा जो है ये रिस्पॉन्सिबल होती है पॉलीमराइजेशन एक्टिविटी के लिए. दैट मीन्स जो न्यूक्लियोटाइड एडिशन करवानी है वो सब यूनिट अल्फा करवाती है. देन एप्सिलन सब यूनिट जो है वो इन्वॉल्व होती है 3' to 5' प्रूफ रीडिंग एक्सोन्यूक्लियस में, एंड थीटा जो है वो स्टेबलाइज करवाती है एप्सिलन सब यूनिट को. सो दीज 3 टुगेदर मेक द कोर पॉलीमरेज, एंड इन टोटल देयर आर 3 कोर पॉलीमरेजेस जो कि अलग अलग स्ट्रैंड को सिंथेसाइज करते हैं. देन कम्स द क्लैंप लोडिंग कॉम्प्लेक्स विच इज ऑल्सो नोन एज गामा कॉम्प्लेक्स. ये हेल्प करता है स्लाइडिंग क्लैंप को लोड करने में, जिसके बारे में अभी हम थोड़ी देर में बात करेंगे. सो इट इज composed of tau protein which has 3 copies and the gene responsible is DNA X. tau protein का काम होता है to stabilize template binding. तो टेम्पलेट की जो बाइंडिंग है उसको स्टेबलाइज करवाना कोर पॉलीमरेज के साथ, एंड कोर एंजाइम्स की डाइमराइजेशन. देन द अदर सबयूनिट डेल्टा हैज 1 copy and the enzyme responsible is whole A and it is the clamp opener. ये clamp को open करता है. डेल्टा डैश जो है इसकी भी अगेन सिंगल कॉपी होती है एंड द जीन रिस्पॉन्सिबल इज होल B एंड ये क्लैंप लोडर की तरह काम करता है. देन द एडिशनल chi and the psi subunits of the clamp loading complex are present in 1 copy each and the enzymes responsible the gene responsible are whole C and whole D. Now chi जो है सब यूनिट ये इंटरैक्ट करती है SSBs के साथ, सिंगल स्ट्रैंड बाइंडिंग प्रोटीन्स. एंड दी साई सब यूनिट जो है ये इंटरैक्ट करती है टाउ के साथ, टाउ प्रोटीन के साथ भी और काय के साथ भी. राइट नाउ डीएनए पॉलीमरेज जो है इन it forms the DNA polymerase holo enzyme when it associates with the beta sliding clamp. So it is known as DNA polymerase holo enzyme. So आप यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं each polymerase 3 core enzyme or core polymerase is connected to the clamp loader through the tau proteins. So in total there are 3 copies of the tau proteins and 2 copies of 1 copy each of delta and delta dash. Plus when this DNA polymerase 3 star associates with the sliding clamps, it is known as DNA polymerase holo enzyme. So it is the DNA polymerase 3 star plus sliding clamp. नाउ स्लाइडिंग क्लैम्प जो हैं ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होते हैं डीएनए पॉलीमरेज की एक्टिविटी के लिए, बिकॉज डीएनए पॉलीमरेज बिना स्लाइडिंग क्लैम्प के हैव वेरी लो प्रोसेसिविटी, दैट इज अराउंड 10 to 20 न्यूक्लियोटाइड्स per binding. So the sliding clamps are known as the processivity factors. So sliding clamps, they act as processivity factor. And they dramatically increases the processivity of the DNA polymerase. Now each beta sliding clamp is composed of two identical subunits which arrange themselves in the form of donut. So it is composed of two identical subunits arranged as donut. Right? Now what is the function of these sliding clamp? The very first function of sliding clamp is that it increases the processivity. So in the absence of sliding clamp, the processivity of DNA polymerase is just 10 to 20 nucleotides per binding. But in the presence of sliding clamp, the processivity increases to greater than 500,000 nucleotides per binding. प्लस स्लाइडिंग क्लैम्प जो है ये प्रिवेंट करता है डीएनए को डिसोसिएट होने से फ्रॉम द टेम्पलेट प्राइमर जंक्शन. Dissociation of DNA polymerase 3 from primer template junction. Now what happens is that स्लाइडिंग क्लैम्प की प्रेजेंस में डीएनए जो पॉलीमरेज होता है, I'll show you with the help of the diagram. Okay, so this is DNA polymerase and स्लाइडिंग क्लैम्प जो है इसके साथ एसोसिएट करके इसकी प्रोसेसिविटी को इंक्रीज करता है. सो मैनी न्यूक्लियोटाइड जो हैं वो ऐड हो जाते हैं पर बाइंडिंग में. नाउ इन द एब्सेंस ऑफ स्लाइडिंग क्लैम्प क्या होता है, डीएनए पॉलीमरेज जो है वो अपनी टेम्पलेट प्राइमर जंक्शन से जो है वो डिफ्यूज कर जाता है. So in absence of sliding clamp, DNA polymerase जो है डिफ्यूज कर जाता है away on an average of 20 to 1000 base pair synthesized. So after synthesizing 20 to 100 base pair, DNA polymerase जो है in the absence of sliding clamp ये diffuse कर जाएगा away from the template primer junction. But in the presence of sliding clamp, DNA polymerase जो है it still diffuses away from the template primer junction after synthesizing 20 to 1000 base pair. But because sliding clamp इसके साथ है तो sliding clamp will again keep it in position. So ये इसको दोबारा से मतलब पोजिशन में ले आएगा and keeps binding it to the template primer junction, which leads to the high processivity of the DNA polymerase. And after that इट डिसोसिएट्स फ्रॉम द स्लाइडिंग क्लैम्प. नाउ ये जो डिसोसिएशन होती है डीएनए पॉलीमरेज की, इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द आफ्टर इट एनकाउंटर्स द when there is no more template primer junction. So in the absence of template primer junction, डीएनए पॉलीमरेज जो है इसके कन्फर्मेशन में चेंज आता है, जिसकी वजह से ये रिलीज हो जाता है फ्रॉम द स्लाइडिंग क्लैम्प एंड द सिंथेसिस इज कंप्लीट. Right? Now we'll be discussing about the eukaryotic DNA polymerases. So till now we studied that the prokaryotes have 5 different types of polymerases, and in that DNA polymerase 3 was the main enzyme which was responsible for the DNA synthesis. Now we'll be moving with the eukaryotic DNA polymerases. तो एक पर्टिकुलर, एक टिपिकल यूकैरियोटिक सेल जो है उसमें देयर आर मोर देन 15 डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ डीएनए पॉलीमरेजेस. सो कुछ जो हैं वो इन्वॉल्व होते हैं इन द रेप्लिकेशन प्रोसेस, सेमी कंजर्वेटिव रेप्लिकेशन प्रोसेस, एंड मेनी आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द डीएनए रिपेयर रेप्लिकेशन प्रोसेस. राइट? सो we'll see that which enzymes are responsible for the semi-conservative replication and which are responsible for the DNA repair enzyme. And this is very important from the exam point of view. So eukaryotic polymerases जो हैं basically इसमें 3 मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट हैं जो कि डीएनए रेप्लिकेशन करवाते हैं सेमी कंजर्वेटिवली. सो दीज आर पॉलीमरेज अल्फा. सो पॉलीमरेज अल्फा जो है इट इज अ heterotetramer of 4 subunits, and it basically primarily it is responsible for the priming. So ये प्राइमर सिंथेसाइज करता है एंड इनिशिएट करवाता है डीएनए सिंथेसिस को. Right? So it has 2 subunits. So I'll be writing here DNA Pol alpha. So it has 2 subunits. Two subunits are responsible for the DNA polymerase activity 5' to 3'. And it lack 3' to 5' exonuclease activity. So it has only DNA polymerization activity. It doesn't proofread the DNA synthesis. The second subunit is responsible for the primase activity for the synthesis of the primer. So it synthesizes RNA primer. Now this enzyme has low processivity and low polymerization rate. Right? Now the second most important enzyme in the semi-conservative DNA replication is the Pol delta. Now Pol delta is a 2 to 3 subunit enzyme and it is primarily responsible for the lagging strand DNA synthesis. So यूकैरियोट्स में क्या होता है, जो DNA synthesis होती है ये basically इसमें 3 डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ डीएनए पॉलीमरेजेस जो हैं वो सिंथेसाइज करते हैं डीएनए को. बट इन केस ऑफ प्रोकैरियोट्स देयर वर ओनली 1 मेजर एंजाइम विच वाज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द डीएनए सिंथेसिस विच वाज डीएनए पॉलीमरेज 3. सो यहाँ पर क्योंकि डिफरेंट लीडिंग एंड लैगिंग स्ट्रैंड सिंथेसाइज होते हैं तो दोनों स्ट्रैंड्स के लिए 2 डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ पॉलीमरेजेस जो हैं वो रिस्पॉन्सिबल होते हैं. सो पॉल डेल्टा जो है ये लैगिंग स्ट्रैंड को सिंथेसाइज करता है, एज वेल एज ऑल्सो इट कैन सिंथेसाइज लीडिंग स्ट्रैंड इन केस पॉल एप्सिलन जो है वो अवेलेबल नहीं है, तो ये लीडिंग स्ट्रैंड को भी सिंथेसाइज कर सकता है. प्लस it is also responsible in the nucleotide and base excision repair mechanism, right, which we'll be discussing or covering in detail, okay, in the coming lectures. The third enzyme responsible for the synthesis of the DNA strand is the Pol epsilon. So it is a 4 subunit enzyme and primarily is responsible for the leading strand synthesis only. So it only synthesizes leading strand, not lagging strand. Lagging strand के लिए different enzyme है, that is Pol delta, and it also is present in the nucleotide and base excision repair mechanism, right? So this Pol epsilon is a highly processive enzyme. It is a highly processive enzyme, right? And both these enzymes, they have 3' to 5' exonuclease activity along with the 5' to 3' polymerization activity. So ये proof read भी करते हैं DNA synthesis को, unlike Pol alpha which lack 3' to 5' exonuclease activity, right? One more important enzyme in eukaryotes is the Pol gamma. So DNA polymerase gamma जो है it is composed of 3 subunits और ये responsible होता है mitochondrial DNA replication के लिए and उसकी repair के लिए. So बहुत important enzyme है, इसके ऊपर question आता है कि Pol gamma जो है ये basically किस चीज़ के लिए responsible होता है. So it is responsible for the mitochondrial DNA replication and its repair. Mostly बाकी जो रिमेनिंग एंजाइम्स हैं, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल पॉल बीटा, पॉल थीटा, ईटा, lambda, mu, kappa. So all these enzymes, they are responsible in some kind of repair mechanism, right? So majorly you have to remember the enzymes which are responsible for the translation synthesis or the error prone synthesis. So these are Pol eta, Pol kappa and Rev1, right? So these are very important, and do remember this also, base excision repair. So this is the Pol beta enzyme, right? So this was all about DNA polymerases. Prokaryotic DNA polymerases, we have covered in detail about the structure and the properties of the DNA polymerase in prokaryotes as well as in the eukaryotes. So next जो हमारा lecture होगा, that will be in detail we'll be covering about the DNA replication in prokaryotes, which is in bacteria, right? So I hope this lecture was fruitful to you, and please keep watching and do subscribe our YouTube channel Biocation Academy. Thank you.